Welcome back to another installment on the topic of system of equation. Let's get started. The first two problems in this video are related to each other. Okay? At the same time, those two problems could be independent of each other from a test perspective. Okay, you can see if I were to be the person creating the test, then I could ask either one or two. You don't need to know both to solve both problems, but knowing one can help you also solve the second problem. Right? Bobby's boots make winter boots. Okay, their monthly expenses are $600. The cost of making a pair is $35. The boot sells for $75. What is the monthly break-even point? Okay, so break-even means quantity A equals quantity B. That means A minus B equals 0. That is no net gain, right? If you assume A to be the expense, total expense, okay, expenses, that means A equals $600, okay? And we have to find, so the cost of making a pair of boots is $35, right? The boots sell for $75 a pair. So what is the profit per pair of boots? Okay, $75 minus $35 is $40, right? So if A equals B, that is $600 equals $40 is the cost, is the profit for a pair of boots. How many boots do they have to sell to even, put in to match the expense so that they break even at the end of the month, right? So that means they have to do what, 15, I think? Essentially, whatever you multiply by 40 should give you 600. So 600 minus 600 is 0, right? So that is $600 equals $600, or $600 minus $600 equals 0. That means they're breaking even. Whatever the money they've spent, including cost of labor, utility bill, promotion, whatnot, is $600. And if they were to only make 15, if they only can sell 15 boots, okay, that means they're breaking even. That means they need to sell more if they have to actually have a real profit in terms of the overall business, okay? This problem is an extension of a previous problem. Everything is the same. They're now asking, instead of breaking even, if the business, that is Bobby's Boots, had to make a profit of $200, how many pair of boots must be sold? In other words, what they're asking here is, there's two ways of thinking about it. What did we say for the previous problem? We said $600 equals 440 times $40 times 15, right? That was break-in point, right? If they were to make a profit of $200, right? That means they have to sell either 5 more boots, that is $40, right? This is break even, right? At this point, anything over 0, that is $200 minus $0 equals $200. How do we get $200? How many do we have to multiply by $40? Let's call it X to get 200. That'll be 5, right? So $200 equals $200. That means they have to produce how many total? That means we know 15 is break even. 15 boots is break even, and 5 more boots is for a $200 profit. That means they have to sell a total of 20 boots. Okay, this is option 1. Okay, how did I do it? Well, break even point, and so I said, if the previous problem was not on the test, which likely won't be, then you won't know this method, okay? Because we've done this problem before, right before this one, we're using that knowledge to do this. This is method 1. If this were to be an independent problem, okay, that means you want the total to be 800. Instead of 600, just make it 800. It's much simpler. Okay, We know still it's $40 times X. How many should you have to multiply by 40 to get 800? That'll be 20. That's it. There's two ways to do it. So X is still 20. I got 22 different ways. This is method 1. And this is method 2. Method 2 is independent of method 1 because method 1 is dependent on knowing how we did previous question. If this were to be an independent question on the test, then basically 600 is monthly expense. Okay, profit is $200. That means the total is 800, right? Right. So you can also do, if you want to be like, okay, I feel like method 1 is sort of easy. That means you can start with sort of the method 1 approach, get the 15 boots first, and then do the method 1, which I've shown here, and then work it out to get 20 boots. But whatever you do, don't pick 5. Okay, you'd be tempted to pick 5. You're not just, it's not asking how many boots does it, it's asking how many pairs of boots must be sold. Okay, that means it means the total, not necessarily meaning how many boots make up that $200. That's not what the question is asking. The business is all about telling total number of shoes. It's not like they're selling 15 and then somehow forget about the 15 and then sell 5. Well, they don't make that type of distinction. This is a problem, so we're kind of breaking into pieces. A real business doesn't do it this way. They just sell as many boots and then they do the calculation of how much money they've spent overall and how much money they've made. They take the difference and that's profit. Okay, a real business won't be doing it this sort of method. Okay, this is a problem, so we're approaching it this way. So you're welcome to use either of the methods. Okay. What is the sum of x plus y? We've done a similar problem before. So 2x plus 3y equals 19. Again, you're welcome to use either method 1 or method 2, whatever pleases you. Let's say I multiply by 3 and multiply by 2, then you know what variable I'm trying to cancel. That's what, 6x plus 9, sorry, it should be multiplying, yeah, 6x plus 9y equals 19 times 3, I think it's 47. That's 57. Okay. And then I'm multiplying by 2 here, so 6x plus 4y equals 32, right? So x cancels out. So 5y equals 57 minus 32 is 25. So y equals 5. So you can substitute y equals 5 in any one of the two expressions. So let's do 2x plus 3y equals 19. So 2x plus 3 times 5 is 15 equals 19. 2x equals 4, x equals 2. So 4x plus y is 5 plus 2 equals 7. You can also do method 2 where you can substitute. It's going to take you a little bit longer because if the coefficients themselves are all not 1, so it's going to take a little bit of time doing the substitution method, but it's still doable. It's not going to take you that much time. So 4x plus 3z plus y equals 20, 4x plus 3z plus 8y equals 26, x plus 2y equals 2, find z, right? So how can we do it even faster? Let's write this down first, right? If you can multiply by 4, that means this expression now becomes 4x plus 8y equals 8, right? That means 4x plus 8y equals 8. So 8 plus 3z equals 26. 3z equals 26 minus 8 is 18. So z equals 6. This is fast. You will be able to solve the problem. I'm not going to even request you if there's an alternate way. You could do substitution, but still that's going to take a little longer time than the method I've just shown you. Okay. But again, you have to think like this. And how do you think like this is not by just watching my video, but also going on your own, finding other practice problems and keep practicing, practicing, practicing. Your mind just becomes engraved or ingrained with those sort of thoughts, and you're going to be able to do it. Okay, an amusement park charges an entrance fee and a fee for every ride. This fee is the same for all rides. Lisa went on 6 rides and paid $120. Tom went on only 4 rides and paid $95. What was the entrance fee? At this point, I request you to pause the video and take a moment to reflect what corresponds to X and what corresponds to Y. Of course, you can assign X, Y as you wish between the two things you choose, but I want you to choose correctly. So is it the ride? Is it the entrance fee, X and Y, or is it the dollars or the amount of rides that each of them have made? Think about it. If you've got the right answer, continue watching. If you still feel you need more assistance, then I recommend you watch it as well. So X corresponds, I'm just going to say X corresponds to the entrance fee. I'm going to call it as fee, as in F. And then Y corresponds to the ride, which is R. Okay. So that means Lisa went on, you don't enter the park 10, 15 times, right? You enter the park only once. So the entrance fee is only 1. So X corresponds to the fee. So X plus, right? Let's do it by Tom and Lisa separately. So for Tom, Tom went on 4 rides. So that means 4Y plus X equals 120. I'm getting rid of the dollar sign for convenience. And Lisa went on 6 rides and she entered the park once as well for, sorry, this is 95 for Tom. And Lisa went paid $120. Okay, you don't even need to do much. X is already there, just cancel it out. I'm going to call this expression 1 and 2. So subtracting 1 from 2 means that's 2Y equals 120 minus 95. 120 minus 95 is 25, right? So Y equals, what is it, 12.5? Yeah. So Y corresponds to the ride, right? So X plus Y, what was the entrance fee? Well, I suggest you put the value of Y into any one of the 2 expressions because the entrance fee is going to be the same for whether Lisa, Tom, or Jack or Jill, right? Doesn't matter. So 6 times 12.5 plus X equals 120. So 12.5 times 6. And then 120 minus 75 is $45. If you want to know if you did it right, then take this X and put it in the expression for Tom. Okay, we used Lisa's expression to get X. It did better. So 4 times 12.5 is the cost of ride plus 45. See if you get 95. If you get 95 out, then you're doing it right. Plus 12.5 times 4. Right on target, $95. So it's verified, done, right. Okay. These 2 problems conclude this video, but I think I have 1 more, maybe 2 more videos. It didn't matter, let's continue. A train leaves the station going 60 miles per hour. 20 minutes later, another train leaves going 100 miles per hour. How much time it takes from the time the second train leaves the station until it catches up the first train? Let's call X as the elapsed time, okay? That means The train one is going 60 miles per hour, okay? Okay, 60x plus this 20 minutes, right? Travel time of 20 minutes later, right? So 20 equals 100x, right? So what is that going to be? 20 equals 40x, right? X equals 20 over 40, that's 1 over 2 is half, right? How much it take time from the second train leave the station to catch up the first train, right? So that's it. It takes half an hour or 30 minutes. This is hours, this is minutes. Okay, because 60 and 100 are in hours. Okay. I don't think the question states whether minutes or hours, but if it's a multiple choice, if the answers are all in minutes, then you have to make that conversion. All right, let's do the last problem in this video. So in the following system of equation, what's the value of m minus n, right? So we have negative 1/2 m plus n equals 3, and then you have 4m plus 2n equals 16, right? You can do one thing, which is you can take, or you can multiply by, if you want, say if you want to do method 1 where you just want to cancel out a term, that means you would have to multiply by 8 above and 1 below. That means you will get negative 4m plus 8n equals 24. 4m plus 2n equals 16. In fact, I recommend method 1 for these type of ratio variables because it just makes life so simple. So just cancel this out if you add the two expression. So 10n equals 40, so n equals 4. So you know n, you still need to find m. So let's use expression 2. So 4m plus 8 equals 16. So 4m equals 8, m equals 2. So m minus n would be 2 minus 4 equals -2. Does that make sense? All right, so consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you with another video on system of equations. So stay tuned.